Hi there, my name is John Holden. I graduated from the University of Connecticut in 1992 with a bachelor's degree in ornamental horticulture. In 1993, I started Land Designs Unlimited. I design, install, and maintain landscapes for homeowners in Upper Fairfield County, Connecticut. Today, I'd like to share my passion with you. How you doing today, folks? Today I'd like to go ahead and show you Cryptomeria japonica Yoshino. And what I've got behind me here, and you can't really see much of it, is a hedge I planted about 9 years ago. And when I planted these Cryptomeria, they were probably about 5 to 6 feet tall. And I'll just take the camera out and show you how much they've grown. They're probably up to about 35 feet tall now. And they really are quite an aggressive grower. That's one thing I will say is, you know, if you're gonna plant Japanese cedar, make sure you plan ahead because they are fairly quick growers upright. Now I'm happy to say that after 9 years, even though they're about 35 feet tall, these guys are probably, I'm going to say they're about 9 to 10 feet wide. Now another nice thing about the Cryptomeria here is they do respond very well to pruning. So, you know, if they ever do start to get out of bounds, you certainly can take them back. And if you take a look at the branches, I mean, you can see how that growth goes well inside. So you could certainly come in and do a little bit of pruning to keep things a little more under control. So here's a little close-up of the branches for you. And you know, it's a little spiky, but you know, it's not that bad. It's got a very pleasing appearance, you know, I really like the look of it. It's got that different look. And you know, as with most reviews I do, I'm trying to figure out why I don't have some Japanese Cryptomeria at my house. Every description I've seen of the Japanese Cryptomeria says that it has blue-green foliage, or Yoshino has blue-green foliage. I'd call it a deep green, I'd call it a pleasing deep green. Maybe I just got the wrong cultivar. But overall, you know, the Yoshino I've seen and basically all the Japanese cedars when I'm driving around I see, this is the look you get. It's very different than anything you're going to see around the landscape. It's not a white pine, you know, it's not a spruce tree. It's definitely something very different. When you're planting your Japanese cedars, you want to make sure to put them in either in the early spring or the early fall. When I planted this hedge, it was a little bit later in the fall and I did lose 2. And usually with most evergreens, and especially with arborvitaes, you want to make sure you get them in very early in the fall or in the spring. Where would I use a Japanese Cryptomeria in the landscape? Well, I can't say I use them a ton. This was a situation where we wanted something a little bit different for screening, so I think it is an excellent choice if you're looking for a great screening plant, if you're just sick and tired of, you know, the typical white pines or spruce trees. I think this would also be a great choice if you want to put one on the corner of the house, what I call an anchoring plant. If you have a tall house, you know, put it on the corner of the house, and that's going to give you something a little bit different. It's going to kind of give you that Japanese garden feel. One thing I will say though is if you're going to put this tree by a house, I would say the minimum you want to do is put it about 8 feet away from the house. It might look silly when you first put it in, but 10 years later when the plant grows in, you're going to be really glad you did. So that's about everything I got today for the Japanese cedar. Thank you very much for watching. For more tips and tricks about landscaping, please visit my website at landdesigns.com. Have a great day.